8 days of IV antibiotics, and the infection, her red or white blood cell count was really high. So she called and asked, is there anything I know, about the oils, but can anything help? Because they told her they'd have to keep cutting. Either keep cutting to get ahead of the infection, or she would die from one or two things. So I helped her with some stuff. These was one of them, longevity oil, and Ningxia Red. And 2 weeks afterwards, because they're drawing blood on her every 2 weeks, her white blood cell count started going down, and it went down rapidly till it was gone. And the doctors were like, "Whoa, this hasn't happened before," because she was in there with people at the clinic who had had IVs 4 and 5 times. Like they've had 48 days, and this was their 3rd time coming back, because they couldn't get rid of it. And this lady was in her early 80s, and she marches in there, and 3 weeks later it's gone, and and that's been how long now? Before almost 4 years, maybe 3 years in July. So and
because of the thieves.
Because of the thieves, and because the nutrition, it all goes together. You have to treat it from the inside too. You can't just put oils on the infection and hope that it works. Sugar plays a huge part with your immune system, and if you eat a lot of sugar, that suppresses your immune system, then your body can't fight the infection. So, it has to do with diet and, protecting her from these high-powered antibiotics, because they kill all the healthy flora in your intestines. So we had to deal with that, because a lot of times when people are on those antibiotics, they get a secondary infection. So they have this big mess going on. But she breezed right through it, and I had a meeting this summer with the doctor, and this other lady was here, and she was impressed, because she said in all of her work dealing with Mersa, she has never had it just disappear. They've always, it's always come back, because it hides somewhere in the body similar to cancer, and it comes back more aggressive.
Did you have her on the internal supplements, like the longevity capsules?
We made longevity capsules for her,
right? Because
they're stronger. Young Living has the longevity pills, but they're not as strong, and the oil isn't as fresh as in the bottles itself. And what you do is you do that, and you add oregano and thyme, because they are huge, natural antibiotics. And I was lucky enough, a few years ago, I talked to the scientist that works with Young Living. Her name is Dr. Cho, and she has done a study against Mersa and pneumonia and that type of thing. And I told her about this woman and what I did, and she's like, "Okay, this is how you tweak it." So I was really lucky, in that aspect to learn about, because this is really, really nasty stuff.
What symptoms does this have?
Oh, it can usually, it's someone just with the cut. Lisa was telling me on, was it Nightline?
Mm-hmm.
A week or so ago, a woman, a year and a half, 2 years ago, had nicked her leg shaving, and she got Mersa that way. People have, just cut themselves. Simple cuts that used to be nothing is now huge infections, And this happens overnight. You cut yourself, and the next day your hand's all
So
swollen.
it invades. It's not something that just comes gradually.
No, usually it's through an open wound. Is that right?
It doesn't have to be open, though. They also had a man who got it from a carpet burn. Things that you don't even think about as something that you're injured.
Yeah.
Well, we might be carrying Mersa right now.
Yeah.
What you
in
carry?
other words,
Yeah.
carrying it, but we're somehow or another, our body has fought it off. In other words, sometimes that's why sometimes they put people in isolation to keep us away from us bad people.
You carry staph on your skin, right? Is it staph that's on your? I know you have everything on your skin, but you're also prone for staph. That's one thing that they know it's on your skin. And again, that all correlates back to using antibacterial soap. You know, for years you keep scrubbing and scrubbing, you scrub all the good germs away, then your body has nothing to protect itself from. You know, we're in such a sterile environment. We want everything white and clean, and now we've poisoned ourselves something horribly. You know, it's awful.
And people just don't get that antibacterial is not. Yeah.
Yeah,
why
they
would you
don't
have a
get
soup
it.
with soap, you know, sitting on your counter that's not antibacterial? They're just so freaked out about the
That you're
bacteria,
gonna
not
be
knowing that there's
sick.
good bacteria we need.
I know. We had a gentleman tell Lisa last night, you know, he says, now if this gets infected, I don't have people use antibacterial soap unless it becomes infected. And I was like standing behind Lisa, yeah, right, you know.
Yeah.
That's like the last thing you
Yeah.
want to do. But it's scary that there's people out there working with the public that's telling, you know, everybody this. You know, it's just amazing. But this lady, I had her taken, and this was before they had Inner Defense, so she was taking like Thieves capsules, homemade capsules, and taking Longevity homemade capsules, and kefir, and like raw apple cider vinegar. You know, they'll help with their pH and to help with the healthy flora. Raw apple cider vinegar is a good, you know, old-time remedy because it helps with inflammation in the body, helps balance the pH, you fight off infections. It's a really good thing, and so is kefir, which is a probiotic, you know, and that's before Young Living had pro-life, so I was having her push the kefir to help keep up the healthy flora in her intestines, because antibiotics wipe out every single thing. And the good thing about oils is they don't do that. They can actually tell the difference between an unhealthy cell and a healthy cell, and they will attack that and leave the healthy cells alone.
In regard to the vinegar, we have the vinegar with the mother.
Yes, it has
Yeah,
to be
the
raw.
Grex.
Yeah. That's the best one. I have people say, well, I've been taking this for months and it hasn't done anything. I'm like, well, what are you taking? I'm taking Heinz pasteurized. I'm like, yeah, that's not the same, you know. So then when they actually get the raw apple cider vinegar, there's junk. It must be bad. It's rotten. I'm
What's
like,
the brand name?
It's
Bragg's.
Bragg's.
Bragg.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Vitamin
and
Cottage. Yes.
yeah, and Safeway carries it. I mean, the bigger companies are slowly starting to get into the group, you know.
Because, I mean, if you're just going to start to get a sore throat or it's rough, sore throats are going around, just you feel a roughness in your throat, just a little dab of vinegar and it's gone. If you have a
Yeah.
full-fledged sore throat, then if you're man enough, you can gargle with it. My mom gargles. I just pretend like it's the sip of a liqueur that I might like. You know, I don't like liqueur and let it trickle down my throat, you know.
Yeah.
And that's how I do the vinegar. But it gets rid of a sore throat just like that.
Yeah.
Every morning I have a cup of hot water with a couple spoonsful of honey and a couple spoonsful of the mother vinegar.
Yeah.
I've done that for a long time.
Yeah, that is really good for preventing arthritis. Another good thing, which they just came out with this summer, is Inner Defense. That stuff will knock hardcore colds. I mean, anything that's coming on. Like if you even start to feel it in your head or chest, you can take one, and I guarantee you within an hour or so you will start to feel better. It's also good for people that are under a lot of stress.
What is it?
Inner Defense. What it is, it's Thieves. It's Thieves in a capsule, but they have added fractionated coconut oil and citronella and thyme. And there was one more that's in it that I can't remember, but it's very, very strong.
Inner Defense.
Uh-huh.
Can I ask a
Yeah.
question? Just because this is the first time I've been